Our topic today is bullying. Your child comes home with bruises on his or her arms, stating that a child forced him or her to give up their lunch money. Your daughter comes home and runs to the bathroom because she could not use the bathroom at school for fear of being attacked or forced to have sex with another girl in the bathroom. This is what's happening in our school system today. Should children that bully be allowed to remain in the public school system? Research shows that students who bully should be allowed to remain in the public school system because every child deserves a quality education. Every child deserves an opportunity to build a connectedness with school, parents, their peers, and teachers. Also, and suspension or expulsion contributes to their negative behavior. As you can see from these photos by Warren, we find that there's no age limit in bullying. We find that even preschool all the way up to the college level, children or young people are being bullied. Here we have victims of bullying. As you can see here, there's no distinguishing factor. It doesn't matter. It affects all races, it affects all genders, it affects all nationalities. Down here, we find young people that have committed suicide because of bullying. So as research showed that if there's a disconnect from parents, peers, or teachers, we find the children are becoming alienated and lonely, which leads to violence or victimization. If we build a connectedness with parents, peers, and teachers, they have a sense of acceptance, increased self-esteem, and thereby making a difference. According to retired General Colin Powell, America's Promise Alliance consisted of 5 things. Number 1, responsible, caring, loving adults' presence in the child's life who passes accumulated wisdom. Number 2, a safe place to learn and grow. Number 3, ensure health care for every child. Number 4, educate our children because we can't afford to lose a single one. Number 5, they are going to be a citizen. Have them start volunteering now, teaching them it's not only someone that can do what someone can do for me, but what I can do for others. Also, this will teach them to be responsible adult citizens. According to Lewis, Marion Wright Edelman's famous quote, "Education is a precondition to survival in America today." We must recognize knowledge is power. In order for us to survive, we must walk with power and authority. Therefore, we need to focus on education, not only educating ourselves, but educating our children. Research shows that every child deserves an opportunity to build a connectedness with school and peers. Lower levels of connectedness breeds an increased risk of peer victimization, according to Young 2004. And strong bonds were associated with the reduced risk of victimization and bullying behaviors. The Hadley 6 are awaiting trial now because of bullying, according to Seduti. Some of them are working towards their GED, some have unfinished senior years, and one is hiding out to pursue her education because now they have become the target of bullies. When given an opportunity for change, those that take advantage of it can make a difference. On conclusion, bullying has become an epidemic in the public school system. Research shows that unless we make our #1 priority education, we will continue to see an increased risk in bullying or victimization or any type of violent behavior. Research also shows that marked changes in students that build a connectedness with their peers, teachers, and parents, it has increased. It's on the rise. Can we afford to lose any more children? No, we cannot afford to lose any. Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes?
How can the school keep us safe while we are waiting on them to change?
Well, the school has a responsibility to keep every child safe. That's part of the requirements. We find that when we allow them, when we began to educate our teachers, our students, and their peers, we find that there's a decrease in victimization. Any more questions? Yes?
How did bullying become an epidemic?
It became an epidemic because people are not educated as to what's going on around them. And then as we see, if children, there was a no tattling policy. And we found that the children were afraid to tell because they didn't want to get in trouble. So they didn't tell their teachers, they didn't tell their peers, they didn't tell anyone. They just would continue to be a victim of bullying. So if the parents are not listening, the teachers are not listening, peers are not listening, they become alienated, which again shows in the chart that it leads to violence. Yes?
What can I do to make a difference?
You can make a difference by listening to your children. That's the first thing. Be a listening ear. Let them know that they can come to you about anything and everything. And not only listen to them, but be a parent that will follow through. When my child come to me with a concern, listen. And then whatever the concern is, if there's someone bullying them at school, don't just stop right there. You go to that teacher. You talk with that teacher. And if you don't get results there, you talk to the principal. And then you go all the way up to the school board. You have a right to connect with that school board concerning any situation that you might find. Are there any more questions? Thank you so much.